while the men still have one more semifinal left to go, the women have reached the championship round, and it'll be sixth seed from China, Li Na, against the top-seeded Belarusian Victoria Azarenka. In the previous round, Azarenka took out the rising American Sloane Stephens, who upset Serena Williams. Had a panic attack late in the second set. I'll get to that too. And Li Na absolutely destroyed Maria Sharapova. This match is not going to be the blowout that I think a lot of people think it will be. I mean, I think a lot of people felt coming into this tournament with Azarenka, the defending champ, that, maybe Serena will beat her, or maybe, Sharapova will beat her. But I don't think anybody expected, Li Na to be in the final, and I don't think anybody really thinks that Li Na is going to have much of a chance. But I give her a very, very good chance, because she's done a lot of work in conditioning in the off-season, and she's played Azarenka tough in 9 matches. I mean, I know Victoria Azarenka has won the last 4, 3 of them on hard court, but let's not forget, Azarenka beat her in the 2011 Australian Open and has played her tough in all those matches. Only of the 4 Azarenka's won, 2 of them were straight setters, and the other 2, there were 3 setters, were very close, and the one straight setter in Istanbul last year at the World Tour Championships, Azarenka took 7-6, 6-3, so they've been close. But I want to comment for a second. I referenced it earlier on the, Azarenka. I've never been a fan of her. I mean, even when she really wasn't up there, I always thought she was kind of arrogant. Because you can just, when you see her, you can tell her image just spews arrogance. The way she is in her press conference is just so arrogant. I mean, if you ask her about the grunting, she doesn't think she's doing anything wrong. She thinks that a 5-second grunt that doesn't end until the opponent makes contact with the ball is acceptable. And frankly, it's not only not acceptable, it's a pain in the ass to have to watch and go through. But the thing is, for Azarenka to call the trainer, because at the end of the second set, she said she was having a legit panic attack. That was bullshit. That was just complete and total bullshit. I mean, she's like, I almost had the choke of the year. No, you didn't. You're just, I don't know what you are. No one's ever going to figure you out, Vika. I mean, did you have to honestly call the trainer? You're up 5-4 in the second set. You're about to close it out. You've won a major. You've been in the finals of other majors. Come on, seriously. I mean, think about it. Show some courtesy to your opponent for a change. Quit acting like the stuck-up bitch you are. However, aside from that little bit of opinion, Vika is still a damn great tennis player. The more interesting story of this tournament has been Li Na. I mean, she won the 2011 French Open, beating defending champion Francesca Schiavone in the final, but since then really didn't do a whole lot. I mean, then she started working the summer with the former coach of Belgian, Justine Henin, multiple Grand Slam champion, who I miss very dearly on the tour, Carlos Rodriguez. And Rodriguez did a lot of tweaking in her game, got her physically fitter, added some more margin to her forehand, and I gotta say it, she's playing better ball than I've seen people play in this tournament. She's playing right now the best of anybody in the tournament. I mean, she's looked more convincing than Azarenka has. The absolute destruction of Maria Sharapova in the semifinals was a thing of beauty. I mean, for one, I criticize Victoria Azarenka for her grunting, but Sharapova's not innocent either. I know her grunt's not as long and pronounced, but it's still too loud. It's like a shriek. It's not a grunt, it's a shriek. You don't need to do that. But Li Na, the margin she's added on her forehand has been the biggest reason why she's gotten to where she's gotten. I mean, she's gotten her ranking back up to 6th in the world because she's now not missing as many forehands the way she used to. Stupid mistakes. The margin allows her to have more net clearance and allows her shots to, be more penetrating into the court. And a lot of people are going to write off Li Na in this match because Vika, they say, oh, she's the defending champ. She's, #1 in the world, and Li Na's been inconsistent in her career. I think, I'm going to go ahead and say it, I think Li Na wins this match. I do. Because if the panic attack Azarenka had was any sign, she's nervous. And Li Na literally has nothing to lose. She has nothing to lose in this final. Because even if she loses the final in straight sets, people are going to still say she had a tremendous tournament. Even if she wins the final, people are going to say she had an incredible tournament. But if you look at the way that she's played throughout the course of the event, she's been playing unbelievable stuff. I mean, she hasn't dropped a set yet, and she's looked very convincing in her wins. Beating Radwanska 5-3 and beating Sharapova 2-2. Two very, very impressive victories right there. And Azarenka, honestly, has not looked quite as impressive. I mean, she dropped a set to that young girl Hampton in the round of 32. Kuznetsova gave her a tough test for a while, the veteran Russian, and then Sloane Stephens in the semifinal. I think if Sloane would have had a day off after the Serena match, that could have potentially gone to the third because of the way Azarenka choked. But regardless, I got to give her credit. She's playing well, but I just think Li Na right now is playing at a higher level. I mean, she's serving big. She's hitting her forehand clean. Her backhand's playing well. I know Azarenka's going to take some cuts at her second serve, like Sharapova would, but the difference is that I think Sharapova hits a lot harder off the ground than Azarenka. The difference is Azarenka moves better, and how will Li Na be able to deal with, you know, that change in an opponent? Because Sharapova and Azarenka are pretty much the same player, just that Sharapova hits a little bit harder and Azarenka moves a little bit better. We'll have to see how Li Na, if she stays patient in this match and is able to, you know, make the adjustments she needs. I mean, she's beaten Azarenka before. It's not like this is a mystery to her. She knows how to play her. And they just played a few months ago in Istanbul. So it's not like, you know, it's been so long since they played each other. If anything, the layoff has actually helped Li Na because she's now, you know, a better player than she was back then. And that was still a very close match, very competitive. I think Li Na wins this final in 3 sets. If the panic attack from Azarenka is any sign that she's nervous about defending her title, I think it'll come back to haunt her. And the way that you know, Li Na's playing, it's just beating Sharapova 6-2, 6-2, to beat her that convincingly, it really wasn't even that close. I mean, half the time Sharapova won points, it wasn't just, you know, it wasn't so much, you know, that Sharapova worked a point and, you know, did just something great. She more or less just hauled off and, you know, would hit a winner. That's pretty much the only reason Sharapova won points, is that she would just, you know, try to play whack-a-ball. That's pretty much it. It's not like she really played good and, you know, Li Na just flat out kicked her ass. That's pretty much exactly what happened. Li Na just kicked her ass, you know. I've never ever seen Sharapova that beside herself. But anyways, I'm going to pick Li Na and win the final in 3. I think she's got a very, very good chance. I think she's playing the better of the 2 finalists right now. She's got confidence in her game. The win over Sharapova helped a lot, and the fact that Azarenka may be showing some signs of, maybe showing a kink in the armor. We'll have to see how that goes. Regardless, it's still going to be a fun match, and I'm really going to enjoy it.